Alright, in today's video, we're going to be talking about rest times and how long you should rest in between your sets for weighted calisthenics training. So let's dive right into today's video. And before talking about rest times for specific types of training, first and foremost, we're going to talk about the importance of rest times and the importance of monitoring your rest times before looking at any specific training styles. Your rest time will be the amount of rest that you take in between two sets, and this is very important since the amount of rest that you take in between your two sets has a massive impact on your performance on your second set. In my opinion, rest times are one of the most overlooked training variables, and way more people should be aware of how long they take in between their sets. The longer you rest in between your sets, the more you'll recover, but also the longer your workout will take, and the shorter your rest time will be, the more intense your workout, but the more you'll probably have to sacrifice in terms of form and strength. And what you want to do ideally is find the sweet spot between resting long enough so that you are recovered sufficiently, but don't rest too long so that you don't have to spend more time in the gym than you absolutely have to. And for the rest of today's video, we're going to take a look at the most practiced training styles, aka strength training, hypertrophy training, and muscular endurance, and seeing how long you should rest in between your sets for all those three training forms. Starting off with strength training. So this is going to apply for sets from 1 all the way up to 5 reps. And by the way, I have actually made a video on rep ranges a while ago if you're interested in that topic. So pretty much strength training is all about quality work with a relatively high weight. To do this, you need sufficient recovery in between your sets, because for one, you have to let your muscles recover, and second, you also want your CNS or your central nervous system to recover sufficiently as well. So that is a very important thing if you want to get stronger. And so the rule if it comes to rest times on strength training is that you have to rest long enough to match or improve upon the quality of your last set. Generally, people will advise you to take about 2 to 5 minutes in between your sets. Personally, I tend to take 4 minutes when I'm doing my 5x5s, 3x3s on my top and my back off sets, since I feel like 4 minutes is really all I need to recover sufficiently, but I do need the full 4 minutes to recover in between those heavy sets. And then let's talk about hypertrophy training and your rest times for that. Now this is going to apply for sets ranging from 5 all the way up towards 15 reps. Once again, I have made a video on rep ranges quite a while ago if you're interested. Hypertrophy requires to really exhaust the muscle and to train it to a point close to failure, or train it all the way up to failure. Doing this requires your workout to be more intense, but you also want to rest long enough to actually maintain proper form across all sets of the same exercise. So the rest times for hypertrophy training will be shorter than for strength training, but they will still have to be long enough once again to maintain good form across your exercise. The general recommendation for rest times on hypertrophy training will be to take 30 to 90 seconds of rest in between your sets. Personally, I take 60 seconds just right in between 30 and 90 seconds, and I feel like for me that definitely does the job, and it gives me long enough to rest in between my sets for my hypertrophy training. And then lastly, we're going to talk about rest times for strength endurance, aka high rep work. This is going to apply for sets exceeding 15 reps. Once again, I've made a video on rep ranges. And for strength endurance, it is very important to keep your rest time short, since the whole point of training for strength endurance is to train your body to deal with anabolic byproducts like lactic acid, and so you don't want your rest times to be too long. General advice is to take 30 seconds in between your sets. Now what you will find is when you do this, you definitely have to make some sacrifices in terms of your form, and that is why some people tend to speak of training form and competition form, but that's a whole different video that I'm not going to go into in today's video. And those are pretty much all the rest times for the most practiced forms of training. Once again, I think that rest times is one of the most overlooked training parameters, and I would definitely recommend you initially when you start to train to time your rest times on your cell phone and to be very aware of how long you actually need, because once again it's going to have a massive impact on your performance across all your sets. So be very aware of your rest times and make sure to time it whenever you actually train in the gym. And for now, here's all I want to talk about in today's video. So let's wrap up today's video. As always, like and subscribe if you guys haven't already, and share the video. Any more questions, video ideas, or advice, down below in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Latest.